Aloha Honolulu! Data here with episode 36 of the Honolulu Huskies Custom Fantasy Draft Franchise Mode, coming into the year number 13, 2031-2032 regular season. Now in the 2031 offseason, in the last episode, we had a great draft followed by a very frustrating offseason. I'm going to get into the comments right away. Just a quick recap that we did trade away Damien Anthony after he was offer sheeted and we matched the offer. We went out and traded for Quinn Shannon to get a +5 on the third line. We went out and traded for Carson Berker. Now, admittedly, I have no problem saying this. Last episode, I made some big mistakes. That's the great thing about franchise mode. In the NHL, you make big mistakes. You got to stick to your guns. You go out in front of the press. You got to try and defend yourself or just say trust the process, whatever garbage you want to say. I can come to you guys at the press conference here and just say, hey guys, I made some mistakes. And you know what? We're all human. It happens. Now, getting into the comments, one of my favorite comments was a really good one that called out exactly what I did wrong from FooCards88. I was cringing and wanted to reach the screen as soon as you matched Minnesota's offer for Anthony. I knew that would backfire, but I thought it would take longer than this episode to do so. Then the trade with LA Kings, giving up those 2 first-round picks. I know you want to three-peat, but I wish you would have taken a few years off to use all those prospects and first to retool. The top 6 and top 4 were definitely good enough to get you to the playoffs while the retooling took place. And who knows, maybe they could have snuck one out in the meantime. I 1000% agree with that, and I replied just that pretty much if I wasn't finishing off this franchise mode the next couple of years, I would have thought much more highly of those first round picks. I had 4 firsts, so trading 2 of them wasn't the end of the world when this franchise mode is going to end in a couple of years. But it's very fair that we could have had the regular this same top 6 minus Barker and still been competitive while retooling for the future. But I still think we have a good future ahead of us with a guy like Quinn Shannon here, with Reed Pitton. Ezra Pittis and Skylar Pellick are still pretty young, especially Ezra Pittis. So I'm not too worried, but it's a very fair point that he makes as well. Who else is young on defense? Defense is getting a bit old, to be honest. Popovich is a great pickup, but like I said, and the goalies as well are young. But getting into the next comment here. Javier Vasquez, he says, I know I'm new to the sport, but I'll take a chance on the Carolina center for the 4th line. We're talking about possible 4th line upgrades. Move Kozevnikov to the wing and see if Joaquin can be traded for AHL depth with potential draft picks. Take a chance on one of your AHL first line defensive pairs in the for the NHL 3rd pair and save wood for the playoff run. If it doesn't work, you can use the trading deadline for whatever missing pieces needed. Good luck, mate. Thank you very much, Javier. So for defense, yeah, Kyle Wood. We love Kyle Wood so much. Now, actually, going back to a couple episodes ago, possibly my favorite comment of all time, I have to be honest. This is just something really special. Coming from Bobby D. Kyle Wood breathes. Data. Is that Kyle Wood? Kyle Wood, the legend. A defensive defenseman with the respiratory system of a gorilla. That made me laugh. That made everyone who I showed it to laugh. That was a fantastic comment. I'm gonna remember that for a while. But yeah, Javier makes a good point for the 3rd line deep pair. Kyle Wood's amazing, but he could just be the super sub. Bring up someone from the AHL who needs some time. Maybe Jesus Sawchuk, who has the 5-star puck skills but terrible skating. So maybe this would be a good time for him to grow. I'll try and figure that out. Other comments here from Jacob59. If Barker doesn't work out, Kucherov is on a really cheap contract and probably wouldn't be that hard to get. So those were the 2 people that we're looking at on the trade block, Nikita Kucherov and the other guy, the 4th line center. A lot of other comments about the goalies and the draft and about the offer sheet. So, you know, I really made a mistake on the offer sheet. I should have taken the 2 firsts, the 2nd and the 3rd for Damien Anthony. I can't believe that happened, to be honest, but we're going to roll with the team as it is. Carson Berker, I don't see him staying on this team long term. We just had to get someone to fill in for that 2nd line wing. Quinn Shannon, I could definitely see being on this team for a very long time. He has a great 4-year contract at the moment, and he'll move up to a 2nd liner eventually, but at the moment, he fits perfectly like a glove on this 3rd line. Perfetti, Pitton, and Shannon, the best 3rd line in hockey. So I'm really looking forward to a lot of things from these guys. On defense, like we said, Kyle Wood. I think I'm going to make that change right now, so give me a second. And there we go. Jesus Sawchuk is up here. He was a 4th round pick in 2027 with that medium league potential. Hopefully he really grows and does well here because his trade value continues to drop. for forwards now. So moving Kozevnikov to the wing is definitely something that we could do. Now it comes down to who do we keep on the fourth line, Morozov or Binnington. And the scratch forward that we currently have is Jackson Corazzini, who if I sent down for some reason would have to go to the juniors, even though he's 20 years old, which doesn't really make the most sense. He says he fits the fourth line, which is nice, but really Binnington and Morozov are the guys that I want to be played here, because Evnikov just doesn't really fit at center. So I think just for the beginning of the season, I'm going to give them a shot. I'm going to see between Morozov and Binnington who I would want to move or scratch, and then I think when the season progresses a little bit more, I'm going to go out and try to get that fourth line center that Javier was talking about, as well as possibly going after Nikita Kucherov for some bolstering on the second line. But without further ado, the special teams look like this. We got the +5, +1 like always, the penalty kill as we spoke about last episode. I think we are ready to rock and roll here in year number 13. We are currently holding a 6 consecutive President's Trophy winning streak, as well as being 3-time back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. So we are a dynasty to say the least. We have a fantastic team. We have 2 goalies on entry-level deals, so it's going to be tough. I got some random guys for San Diego. I'll update that in a second. But it's going to be tough to try and figure out who the better goalie is and who we're going to re-sign with limited cap space. Because looking over here in the salary cap extensions here, if I go to goalies, Bentley, I currently have $6.13 million in extension, and just that isn't even enough to get Bentley. I could probably get Beck for a couple of years. Yeah, I could get 2 years of Beck, but I wouldn't be able to get Bentley. So it's going to be quite a delicate situation here moving into next season, because next season we're still going to have all these guys making all this money. Barker's not even making that much. Maybe Cole Perfetti's the odd man out. I can't continue paying 4.7 for a third line center forever, I don't think. Maybe. We'll figure that out. But for now, we have some big boys making some big money, and we are ready to go on another run here in year number 13 in Honolulu. This is one of the most successful runs I've had in a long time in franchise mode. Year 13 kicks off at home against the Columbus Blue Jackets. We're a bit of a new look team with some new right wingers on the second and third line. Bentley is our bona fide starter with 89 overall. We have that new defenseman on the third pair, Jesus Sawchuk also being called up. So let's see what we got, boys. Period number 1 of the first game of the season, 3-0 Huskies. Wow. Eli Tolvanen, Skylar Pelech, and Fred Menino, who very rarely scores a goal. Second period, 4-1 Ellis Anderson and Brad Lambert. 4-1 Huskies here in the third period. Power play killed off by the Blue Jackets. We're out shooting them 35-21. Another power play killed off once again. Blue Jackets standing strong on the penalty kill. More than halfway through this period now, we've passed the 40-shot plateau. As this game, Reed Pitton, there he is, the sniper. This one's over, boys. 5-1 the final. We had 44 shots. Menino a goal and an assist. Skylar Pelech a goal and an assist. And Saul Bentley making 25 saves. If he could really establish himself as the starter, that would be great, because overall it doesn't mean anything. If he's 89 and playing like garbage, but Steven Beck is 83 playing amazing, then Steven Beck is the starter, no question. So with all that taken care of, we can begin simulating. Let's go see, you know what, before we figure out who we're going to go play, I need to see where my former goalies landed, if they're still in teams that I traded them to, because that'll create some good rivalries to go in and see during the calendar year. Just searching in goalies here. Bentley, Supra is our future, Beck, Almqvist. Where are they? McClellan on Dallas. He's low franchise now. Sheesh. 87 overall. My goodness. Last season with Dallas, he went 6-9-0. He's played one game. He has 1 win, making 33 saves on 34 shots. So he's going to be a great starter over in Dallas. That's for sure. Cooper Pete we had, right? Yeah, Cooper Pete we had. But he never played a game for us. He just played in San Diego. He was 11-8-3 in San Diego. So now last season went 25-25-4. He was a 5th round pick of ours. He's 84 overall, medium elite potential. And here's Lee Sweeney with the Blues. Yeah, Lee Sweeney. He was in the minors last year for Buffalo. Now he's on St. Louis, and he lost his first game of the season. What kind of contract? Oh my goodness, 6 years at 7.7. That's why I couldn't keep Lee Sweeney. think that's it for the goalies. So Detroit and Dallas are a couple more teams that we have to add to our list of games that we may want to see throughout the season. I believe there's a game coming up against Detroit very soon. Yeah, right here. So let's go. That'll be game number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Game number 10 of the season. That'll be a good little benchmark for where we are. Mauricio Morrissey already injured in San Diego. We're currently on a 6-game winning streak to begin the season. 5-1, 8-2, 4-2, 5-2, 5-2, 4-2, 2-1, 10-1. Lucas Dostal on waivers. If you watch the Anaheim Ducks franchise mode, you know that Lucas Dostal should be in the Hockey Hall of Fame. He's on waivers? What? What's his contract? Well, he would be good as my minor league backup, because my current minor league backup is like a 76. But would it make sense to take Lucas Dostal? I don't care. He's my son. 10-1 win, a 7-game winning streak to begin the season. Quite the beginning. I don't think we've ever had a beginning like that. Usually we lose within the first couple, and then we go on a tear. But a 7-game win streak to begin the season. There's a 3-2 loss. 7-1-0. Here's game number 9 against the Oilers, and we lose 2-1. Yikes. So a couple of tough losses, 3-2 and 2-1. But we are 7-2-0, going up against a 3-3-2 Detroit Red Wings. Cooper Pete between the pipes, it should be. Former draft pick of ours. First shot of the game, Carson Berker. First period, 2-0, Barker and Pelech. Second period, 3-0, as Quinn Shannon on the power play makes it 3-0, as we are standing strong here in the third with a nice lead. Barker with his second of the night makes it 4-0. Red Wings are going to go 3-4-0. Wait, were they 3-3-2? Shane Wright gets a goal. 3-3-2, that means they'll be 3-4-2 now. Let's just call it a day, boys. 5-2 the final. Talbot scores, but then Quinn Shannon gets another. 2 for Barker, 2 for Shannon. 5-2 win for the Huskies, as Bentley makes 27 saves as well, and we go to a record of 8-2-0 through our first 10 games. At 3-4-2 are the Red Wings now. Let's go see Dallas. Yeah, Dallas Stars. 3-6-1 Dallas Stars. Hopefully they beat us, to be honest, because we gave away their first round pick to LA, and they're not doing very well. Beat Buffalo 7-3. We're 9-2-0. Let's see Dallas. They're 4-6-1. My goodness. I really hope I traded the right picks. I had Buffalo's pick, I had Dallas's pick, and I had Winnipeg's pick. I kept Winnipeg, so hopefully it was the right choice. First period, 1-0 Huskies. Mats Lindback against McClellan. Second period, 2-1 Dallas. Barzal and Montgomery. So, you know what? I'll take the L. Dallas, if you can pull it off, I'll take the L. I made some betting behind the scenes with the Dallas GM in the press boxes. No cameras were on us. Behind the scenes, I gave him a couple dolores. I told him, make sure you put the puck in the net. Barker, 2-2 as we tie it up. Come on, Dallas. Get a W, so you don't have as good odds to get that first pick and give me nightmares. Overtime. Shots 36-26 in our favor. 2-2 game. You know what? I'll take the W now. At least I'll get 1 point. Shootout, and Dallas wins. Rantanen, of course, Mikko Rantanen, the former Husky captain. Mikko Rantanen gets the winner in the shootout. Meant to be. Meant to be, boys. I'm glad you got it, Mikko. That's true. We have a lot of former players on Dallas. 3-2 shootout loss. We're 9-2-1. What's Buffalo? 5-5-1. Yikes. And what's Winnipeg right now? Where are the Jets? Winnipeg. Here they are. They are 8-4-0. What? They were rebuilder status. Oh, what a sick joke. Oh, man. Okay, where are we simulating to? Let's go see the LA Kings. Yeah, now that we've made some trades with them with Quinn. No, actually, no. I want to see... have we played Minnesota yet? No. I got to go see Damien Anthony. I want to disgrace him in front of his home fans here. They're 2-5-3. Good. It would have been a great first-round pick to have. That's why, boys, I can admit it. I made a mistake. They don't happen too often, but that was a mistake. I should have let them take I shouldn't have matched the offer sheet. Ezra Pittis, Trevor Wong, 2 goals on 4 shots. First period, 2-0. Second period, 2-2. Damien Anthony, I'm going to string you up. And Beauvillier gets the tying goal, 2-2. Power play Huskies killed off by the Wild. Then Duke Silver on the power play. The captain, the only original Honolulu Husky left. Duke Silver gives us that 3-2 lead. There he is, giving us our 2-goal lead with his second. 4-2 Huskies now. Will that be enough to call it a day? I believe it will be. Ellis Anderson adds the empty netter. 5-2 W. 2 goals for Silver, goal and assist for Anderson. Zupon gets 2 assists for third star with the Wild. Now that we did all that, let's get an actual good chunk of simulation done and go see the LA Kings in a few weeks. Oh my goodness. I was just playing around and it just went through. I'm so sorry that I didn't record that. I just sent the Winnipeg first round pick to the LA Kings with a third for the Dallas Stars first round pick. That could be a huge, huge advantage for us if Dallas continues to lose. Oh man, I'm betting on Winnipeg doing well and Dallas not doing well. I gave up a third round pick to make that bet happen. Oh man. I was just playing around for fun, seeing like how disgusted would they be if I sent them a first and a third for that first. And it went through. Okay, boys, we need to make sure Dallas suffers, and we need to make sure Winnipeg does okay. Now we've completely changed our motives here. Let's do it. Let's get some more simulation done, like I said, and we'll take a pause after the LA game to check out the stats. 5-2 win, 5-2 win, 7-2 loss. That's a brutal one against Buffalo. 6-5 shootout win, 4-3 overtime win, 13-3 win. Now that's crazy for a simulation win. Then a 7-0 shutout of the Wild. Good. 4-3 win, 4-3 loss. We're 16-4-2 through the first 22 games of the season. Let's see what we can do up against the LA Kings, facing Quinn Shannon, facing his old team. We have some rivalries going on here. Let's get it done. First period, 1-0. Duke Silver on the power play. Second period, oh my goodness gracious, Will O'Reilly, the pig himself. Koroliuk, O'Reilly, Damfus, Koroliuk second, and then Barrett Hayton. 5 goals in the second period. Skylar Pellick gets 1 for us on the power play. Wow, that was an implosion of a period. 5-2 Kings. We're down by 3 here in the third. Who can get us back in the driver's seat? Let's go. Ezra Pittis, haven't seen much from you. Reed Pitton even. Oh, I'd like to see some scoring from you, Reed. You are a monster in the playoffs. Okay, call it a day. 8-2 loss. 8-2 loss. Wow, that's our worst loss of the year. Hat-trick for Koroliuk. And let's forget about that one. Okay, 16-5-2 is our record. And Popovich, the former King himself as well, strained hamstring. So that, you know what that means, boys? Kyle Wood will come into the lineup. And playing with Sawchuk, offensive defenseman, defensive defenseman, should give it a +1. Yes, it does. All right, so let's take a pause, check out the stats here. So we're 16-5-2 through the first 23 games of the season. Oh my goodness, Ellis Anderson has 39 points. Wow, 39 points in 23 games for the defenseman. Duke Silver 30. Pittis, whoa, what? Ezra Pittis, the sniper with 5-star shooting, 6 goals, 19 assists. Okay, 25 points for him. Same for Pellick, 8 goals, 16 assists. Trevor Wong has 25 points in 23 games. Tolvanen has 24 in 23. Cole Perfetti, 22 in 23. Very impressive. Quinn Shannon, 20. Quinn Hughes, 20. The 2 Quinns. Reed Pitton has 19 points in 23 games. We're really flying in the point category. Barker, 17. Lindback, 13 points in 23 games. 13 points. Actually, yeah, you know what? It's underrated. For a defensive defenseman, he gets a lot of assists. But he's on pace for big numbers this year. Bennington 8, Kozevnikov 7. The plus-minus is okay on the fourth line. Morozov 6, Menino 3, Sawchuk 1 point, and a +2. Same for Popovich. Okay, so plus-minuses look pretty decent. I don't really have any changes to make. Second line could definitely be better. Let me see the goalies here. Saul Bentley, 14-5-2 with 1 shutout. Yeah, those are starter numbers, that's for sure. Steven Beck hasn't seen much ice time, but hasn't done great in the opportunities that he has been given. In the AHL, I totally forgot to put I claimed Dostal. I don't even put him in my lineup. I'm really not well. Almquist is there. Gustav Suglobov, 17 points in 15 games. Let me get Dostal as the backup in San Diego. No line changes yet, I don't believe, for the NHL. The fourth line is still something I'm thinking about, and hopefully third pair defense can really blow up with Kyle Wood now, of course. But we'll keep on simulating at this point. Also makes sense that Lucas Dostal is back on the San Diego Gulls. That's where his career started on the Anaheim Duck franchise, where he was our starter there for a few years before making the jump to the NHL and winning the Stanley Cup. So let's move into the month of December. Let's go see Lee Sweeney and the St. Louis Blues. We see him next week, but we'll skip that one and go see the next one because we can't make 1,000 pauses here. The video is going to be 3 hours long. Beat the Sharks 3-1, lose 4-3 in the shootout to the Calgary Flames. Our first showing here against the Blues, who are 13-11-1. Wow, we beat them 7-3. Sorry about that, Lee. Popovich is back. I won't bring him back yet, though. I'll only bring him back for the game against St. Louis. 9-2 win against the Oilers. My goodness, we are just scoring goals left and right. Vancouver Canucks, who are 11-12 and something, we beat them 8-4. New York Islanders, who I couldn't even see their record, beat them 3-2 in a shootout. I don't even know if I want to bring Popovich back. I love when Kyle Wood enters the lineup. I always don't want to bring whoever Kyle Wood is replacing back to the lineup. Let me see how he's looking here down on the third pair. He has 2 assists in 6 games with a +4. That's more than Sawchuk and Popovich had like combined. Hold on, Sawchuk, you're out of here, buddy. Popovich and Wood. Let's keep the good times rolling. Let's do it. Actually, I'll put him out like that. Okay, Kyle Wood. I should have never even taken him out and said that he'll be for the playoffs. But you know what? I may change that decision down the road. But for right now, he's flying. Let's keep him in. The 21-5-3 Huskies coming up against the Blues here. First period, 2-1 Huskies. Goudreau is in nets. Barker and Pitton score on Goudreau. Paille scores on Bentley. Second period, 4-2 Huskies. Ellis Anderson and Reed. Pitton with his second of the night. Schlappick scores 1 for the Blues. We hold a 2-goal lead. Here in the third period, Lundell brings the Blues within 1. It is a 4-3 lead now for the Huskies with we're about halfway through the period. Shots 33-28 in our favor. If someone can put it away, thank you. Ezra, who hasn't scored many goals this year. He's been a playmaker. Sometimes seasons are just like that. A goal-scoring season, a playmaking season, 52 goals one year, 20 the next. Eli Tolvanen adds the empty netter, and we win it 6-3. Pitton with 2, Barker and Pittis with a goal and an assist. Let's continue getting some simulation done. 53 points in 30 games for Ellis Anderson. He's going to get like a 7th straight James Norris Trophy, no doubt. Let's go see the Winnipeg Jets, boys. Let's make sure they, if they beat us, that would be great. They have a winning record right now. They may even make the playoffs. It's Dallas who I want to be terrible. Thank you, LA, for making that trade back with me. 2-1 win against the Coyotes in overtime. 9-3 win against the Blackhawks. 4-3 win against the Capitals. The goals just keep on coming. Oof, tough 7-5 loss to the Penguins. Back-to-back here, we should see some action from Steven Beck. 8-3 win against the Hurricanes, and then a Stanley Cup rematch against the Flyers. Jace Boyd injured. Results in an 8-5 win. My goodness. Bro, San Diego, they get so many injuries. I used to do the lines, now I just best lines it. It's so tired. But -1 on the 4th line, yeah, I'll fix it later. Washington Capitals beat them 5-4 in a shootout. We're on a nice little tear through the Eastern Conference. Take on the Bruins and the Coyotes next before we will go to Winnipeg. 7-3 win. Followed by a 6-0 shutout. My goodness, here on Boxing Day, December 26th, we are 36-3, taking on the 14-3 Winnipeg Jets. I wouldn't mind if Winnipeg got the W tonight. Come on, Winnipeg. First period, 0-0. Second period, we were outshooting them 16-2. We're outshooting them 31-9 and up 4-1. My goodness, Hunter Jones, the former Husky in nets. Perfetti, Tolvanen, Anderson, and Pittis get the goals for us. Witt scores against Bentley. We're up 4-1 here in the third. Just call it a day. Ends 4-3. Forsbacka Karlsson scored twice. They had 3 goals on 17 shots, and we had 4 goals on 46 shots against a 77 overall Hunter Jones. That makes sense. Goal and 2 assists for Cole Perfetti. Goal and assist for Tolvanen. 2 goals for Forsbacka Karlsson on the Jets there. Through 40 games, let's simulate one more game, and then we'll take a pause at the halfway mark of the season to check out the stats once again. Coyotes, we lose 5-4 in a shootout, so we are 31-6-4 at the halfway mark, on pace for a 62-win season. Let's take a look at the stats. So looking at the entire NHL now, we want the Dallas Stars to be all the way at the bottom. Winnipeg Jets are in 8th. Okay, so that's good. And where are the Buffalo Sabres, the other pick that we traded away? Buffalo, they are in 19th. They're in a wild card spot, so they could make the playoffs. Dallas Stars, okay. They're not at the bottom, but to be honest, I had Dallas, Buffalo, and Winnipeg. All 3 of those teams, none of them are at the bottom, so it's not like I really made any mistake here yet, because Detroit, oh my goodness, Detroit, 12 wins only. But the Dallas pick is our best bet, as they're currently 18-3. We need them to drop. We need to beat them as much as possible. So anyways, heading into the stats, the player stats, now the team stats are looked at. I'll have to check the power play and penalty kill again later. But Ellis Anderson, 68 points in 41 games with a plus 39. Duke Silver, 51. Trevor Wong with 51. Eli Tolvin at the age of 32 with 48 points. Ezra Pittis, 46. Reed Pitton on the third line with 44 points. Cole Perfetti on the third line. Quinn Shannon on the third line. All my third liners are a point per game pretty much, except for Shannon shy of 1. Pelech 42 and 41. All these guys are a point per game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players. Well, 8 players who are more than a point per game. 9 players who are around a point per game. Quinn Hughes has 34, which is still great. Barker 31 and 21 goals, which is still great. Lindback 20, Kozevnikov 15 with a plus 13. How's he been on the face-offs? Has he been like 40... Oh, I was hoping for like 48%. 43% on face-offs, which is not great. Not ideal. 72 face-offs he has. Binnington 14, Morozov 12. These fourth liners are not bad. I got to figure out what do I do with them. Menino, Kyle Wood, 3 points in 18 games. Popovich with 2 points in 35. Sawchuk 2 in 29. Then with the goalie situation here, Saul Bentley is 25, 6 and 3 with 1 shutout, 897 save percentage. Not a great save percentage, 2.77 goals against. Beck has the same save percentage, 6-2-1 and 1 record with 1 shutout. Going to look at the entire NHL now. Ellis Anderson is leading the way for the Art Ross by a considerable amount over Sebastian Aho, who's 34 years old, has 57 points. Elias Pettersson, Johnny Beats, Massimiliano Bio, Silver, Matthews, Eichel. There's Trevor Wong, Klingenberg, Chong, Mongo, McDavid. They're all up here. Looking at goalies in the entire NHL now. Saul Bentley has the most wins, but it looks like Hugo Alnfelt has the best numbers on the San Jose Sharks. 918 save percentage, 2.51 goals against average. Look at these guys, man. Like Bentley's an 89, but then 83, 84, 83, 82, 83, 82, 82. Then here comes 93, all the way down here. That's when the 93 comes in. Then back 83, 77, 87, 86, 84, 82, 79, 77, 84. The NHL, man, it's not a place for high overall goalies. Just get someone who simulates well. There's Ilya Samsonov down there as well. But anyways, like I was saying, Saul Bentley leads the league in wins, just not the best numbers. Of rookie skaters in the NHL, Bryson Sterling, not a big year for rookies. Maybe in the goalies, Rocky Carter, 13, 10, and 1, maybe. But Steven Beck is also considered to be a rookie as well. But we're looking pretty good. 31, 6, and 4. I think we continue to simulate. I don't think I want to make any changes for the fourth line yet. I think they may have to come. I don't know. It's still a tough situation. I still don't know what to do with Barker and Kucherov. They're simulating well. So my usual motto is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But still have to look forward to the future as well. Barker may be someone that we move next season at the latest. Power play was what I wanted to look at in penalty kill. Our power play, 46.3%. I'm guessing that's best in the NHL. Yes, by a large margin. But our penalty kill at 76.5 is not the worst, but it's definitely in the bottom half. 76.5 could definitely be better. The penalty kill is always a toss-up. But you know what? We're winning games. We're scoring a lot of goals. I'm not going to break my head tweaking something like that just yet. Let's move into the month of January, and we'll go see the Dallas Stars, of course, right before the All-Star break. Cole Perfetti, injured knee as soon as the simulation begins. He's out for like 3 days. Okay. So Kozevnikov can go to the third line. Corazini can go on, play center of the fourth. No, who has better face-off? 61. Yikes, no one can play center here. All right, Corazini. It's only for like 2 games anyways, or 3 games, so it's not a big deal. LA Kings, we lose 6-5. That's brutal. Perfetti won't bring him back just yet. Arizona Coyotes, we win 4-1 after those back-to-back losses there. We want to get back in the win column. Beat Vegas 5-4. Now Cole Perfetti will be back for this game. Ooh, Duke Silver bruised arm. He's only out for a few days till January 21st. So Trevor Wong will just slot in. Everyone's going to shift up to the next line. And Corazini will come back to the fourth line. There you go. So 5-2 win, 5-2 win, 4-2 win, 9-7 win. Oh, goodness. against St. Louis. 3-2 win against the Predators. Duke Silver will be back again for the game against Dallas, which is perfect timing. I won't bring him back yet. New Jersey Devils and Colorado Avalanche are ahead of us. We beat the Devils 4-1 in a Stanley Cup rematch from last year. Philadelphia was the year before, as I said, as I had mentioned earlier, that was a rematch. The Stars are 22-25-4, so we definitely want to beat them. Let's get Duke Silver back in the lineup. So here we go up against the Dallas Stars, January 22nd, 2032, 12 years in the future from now. Let's get it going. Try to make Dallas lose as much as possible. Perfect. Pelech opens up with a goal. First period, 2-1 Huskies. Pelech scored twice, once a minute and 19 seconds in, and then again with 7 seconds left in the period. Beautiful. Second period, 4-3 Huskies. Middlestat and Kruger score for Dallas, but Duke Silver, welcome back, and Mats Lindback keeps that 1-goal lead alive. 4-3 here in the third period. Leddy ties it up at 4. Those shots are pretty even as well in the early 20s. We're pulling away now though, 28-22. Power play once again for the Huskies. Keeps getting killed off. We have one of the best power plays in the league, but whenever I watch a game, I never get to see a power play goal. Very rare. Then Duke Silver, second of the night. Welcome back. He's getting back into the groove. 5-4 Huskies. Could that be the GWG? Yes, it will be. 38-24 were the shots in the end, and we win 5-4 with a nice regulation win. 2 goals, 2 assists for Silver, 2 goals, 2 assists for Pelech, and another couple assists for Ellis Anderson as he continues his quest for another Art Ross trophy. The Dallas Stars continue to lose, which is great. I just want to check their status one more time in the current NHL standings. They currently sit in 26th. So Buffalo has continued to drop. They're in 23rd. Well, that's going to be a tight one. But Dallas continues to fall. If the lottery was today, they would have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th best odds for that pick. But either way, it should be a top 10 draft pick. So that could prove to be very valuable for us. But let's move into the month of February. I'll pause to check the scouting. Let's go to this game against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Mikey Bruno and the Lightning, they have a winning record at the moment. Multi-piece trade here. Chicago gets Dubé, Haig, a 4th, and Matanen for Rupert, Paradis, Demko, and a 2nd. Interesting. As we're getting closer to the trade deadline now, the moves will start to ramp up. That was a game against the Rangers. Didn't even tell me the result. Thank you, EA. I believe it was a win, though. Yes, it was. 3-1 win, 4-3 shootout win against the Leafs, and then against the Detroit Red Wings, who are 16-28-8, unfortunately. For them, we beat them 5-1. So 43-8-4 is our record. I'm going to take a pause here to go update the scouting, and then we'll continue to move closer to the trade deadline. All right, scouting is done. Continue simulating on. It is quite a job to scout 400 plus prospects. So we're getting close to the trade deadline. Well, we're seeing Dallas again. Hopefully we destroy them. Winnipeg, Montreal. Let's go to the game against Nashville, just a little less than a week before the deadline, and then we can get a fair assessment of whether or not we're going to go after maybe Kucherov or that 4th line center on Carolina, because things have been going well here. 6-5 win, 4-3 loss, and even though those would be good and smart moves, would they be necessary? 5-3 win against the Kings, 6-3 win against the Panthers. Dallas Stars, come on, let's beat them. We have to. Florida gets a 1st and a 3rd for Krinkovich and Tom Wilson. Wow, come on, Dallas, come on. Simulate. 6-1 win. Beautiful. Let's go. Sean Monahan is off to Ottawa as well. Winnipeg Jets, we beat them 5-2. Pasternak to Dallas. What? Dallas trades 2 prospects for David Pasternak when their record is, hold on, stop the sim, more trades, stop the sim, 2-1 winning loss against the Canadians. They are 28-30-5. Yeah, I guess, but like they're not even a fringe team. They're like, they're worse than a fringe team. They're like, it's really not likely that those aren't usually the teams that are buyers at the deadline. But hey, let's see what they can do. The Predators are 38-18-4. We're 48-10-4. So interesting. I guess as similar as it gets when there are so many, when we're so much better than a lot of the teams in the league. First period, 1-0 Huskies. Eli Tolvanen. Second period, 2-1. Rory Cherry scores for the Predators. Quinn Shannon scores for us. Rory Cherry, what a monster. Power play for the Predators. Toivo Teravainen scores for them, but then a shorthanded goal from Kozevnikov to restore the lead just 41 seconds later. 3-2 Huskies, 8 minutes to go. Power play again for the Predators. This time we kill it off. Finally, let's go, boys. Need a strong penalty kill if we're going to make it deep. And that is it, boys. The shorthanded GWG from Dmitry Kozevnikov. 28 saves from Steven Beck. A couple assists from Cole Perfetti. And that is win number 49. Gustav Suglobov injured in San Diego. I'll take care of that. Then we'll check out the stats and figure out if a trade is going to happen. Man, all the plus minuses are flying. All the point totals. Look at this, man. Still holding on 7 points, 7 players at a point per game or more. Look at Reed Pitton. Look at Cole Perfetti, 67 and 61. This is going to be a career year for him. Is 77 points his career high? 73 is his career high in 82 games. He's going to crush that. Oh my goodness. Plus minuses are doing very well. Quinn Hughes, where's the worst plus minus? Bennington. It's the fourth line. It's the fourth line. So Kyle Wood has 6 points at plus 15 through 40 games. That's 74 overall. The respiratory system of a gorilla, man. Jesus Sacha. Corazzini, 2 points. Yeah, that doesn't really count. So we're really looking at these four guys right here. 24 points for Kozevnikov, 22 points for Bennington, 16 points for Morozov. They all play like 8 minutes per game or so. 10 minutes for Kozevnikov because he has penalty kill time. I don't know. It's not bad. It's not bad. Bennington, he's low elite, 81 overall. He is on the last year of his contract. Morozov also on the last year of his contract. Let me go check out the blocks again and check out those guys that we're looking at trading for and see how they're doing this season. If they're having very good seasons, then I think I'll trade for them. But if they're having similar or even worse seasons than my players now, it wouldn't really make much sense to trade for them. Alright, so the trade blocks have a lot of good names, but very expensive players who are on expiring deals who I don't really need. Guys like, I don't know, Anthony Mantha, Timothy Liljegren, Pierre-Luc Dubois even. I don't need first-line centers and stuff like that. So Kovanov, the guy I was looking at getting for the fourth-line center, he's having a decent season. He has put up 7 goals and 17 assists for 24 points in 60 games, plus 4 on the year, nothing too bad. But he does have a 2-year contract, so if I don't get him this year, the door is not closed to getting him next year. The bigger piece that I'm thinking about is also Nikita Kucherov, who's on the last year of his $4.655 million deal. Still an 86 overall, and he has put up 54 points in 60 games. Negative 15, though, that doesn't really matter on a bad team. But still, 54 points in 60 games at the age of 38. Not bad at all. 4.5-star shooting. See, if I were to get Nikita Kucherov and then trade back Barker, and then I would definitely take some other stuff as well. But still, Barker, he has 2 years on his deal. He has 28 goals, 1 more goal, but 44 points in 63 games. Meanwhile, Kucherov has 54 points in 60 games. So it's tempting to want to go after Nikita Kucherov. Barker, he hasn't been bad for us, though. He's scoring goals. It's just that I don't know if I see him staying here long. He doesn't have power play time as well. No power play time is a big changer. If he was on the power play, he'd be scoring more like Shannon and Reed Pitton. But still, I'm not sold on Carson Berker. He doesn't really play anywhere aside from the second line. I don't even think. Nikita Kucherov, he would fit the top 6 forwards, it says, and all power play lines. I don't think I'd play him on the power play, though. That's the issue. He wouldn't be scoring as much because he wouldn't be on the power play. He has 17 out of his 54 points are on the power play, 8 out of 27 goals as well. So do I want to trade a youthful guy for Nikita Kucherov? Now, Barker, 2 years at 4.4. I don't see him staying on this team long term, but maybe just for next season, for the end of this season, and I trade him next season, because I don't really have a need to trade Barker right now, but next year, when I won't be able to sign him for that $8-9 million, that's when I'll have to trade him. So I think I'll keep Barker now. Well, we have 49 wins. We're 49-10-4. We're not really forced to make a move. We're doing something right here. So I think I'm going to keep it as is. To be honest, I'm tempted to put Barker on the power play now that I'm reminded he has 5-star shooting and has those goals just as just getting 5-on-5 time. But I'm not sure where I'd really fit him in because all these guys are like big power play bellows. So I don't think I'll change the power play. But still, It really makes you think. So it looks like we're not going to make any moves, I don't believe, heading into the final stretch of this season. We're just going to ride it out, and we're going to keep the good times going. No need to really make a move. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So let's just, no particular game, let's just move into the month of March and see what the Stars decide. Up against the Blackhawks for the deadline. Reinhart goes to Tampa Bay from Arizona. That's a pretty decently sized deal. We hit 50 wins before the trade deadline by beating the Hawks 5-3. Then we lose 2-1 to the Leafs. Lose 3-2 in a shootout to Vegas. 9-3 win against Edmonton. That's what we like to see. Kozevnikov has a neck strain. Alrighty. See, I don't know if Kozevnikov's staying on this team long term since his contract is up this next season, but still, to have that great defensive stats that he does, 84 overall for the fourth line, that's why I wanted to keep him for the rest of the year. I'm okay keeping him and losing him for nothing if it means getting another cup. 4-1 loss, 5-3 loss, 4-3 shootout loss. That's not what you like to see. Chicago, who we just beat not long ago. Let's see if we can beat them again. 4-3 overtime win. All right. Vancouver 4-3 overtime win. Let's fix these lines. All right, that's all good to go. And then against Calgary, 5-0 shutout win. Very nice. So 54-13-6 currently the record. Winnipeg has a winning record as well. We don't see Dallas anymore. Let's just go straight to the end of the season. We are flying. It looks like we're on pace for a 7th consecutive President's Trophy, which is just unbelievable for just a medium sim engine, fully simulated franchise mode to be to win that many consecutively. 6-3 win, 3-2 shootout loss, 4-3 loss against one of the worst teams in the league, Minnesota, 4-3 win, whatever. 4-3 win against the Winnipeg Jets, 4-2 loss against Colorado, 8-3 win against Calgary, 5-3 win, 2-1 win up against the Coyotes. Can we get win number 60 to end off the year, most likely with a 7th consecutive President's Trophy, heading into the playoffs on a high note? First period, 3-1 Coyotes. Lisson scores twice, Jean-Luc Foudy, Ellis Anderson gets one on Georgiev. Second period, 4-3. Duke Silver and Quinn Shannon get 2 power play goals on Mackenzie Blackwood. Svechnikov scores once. We are down by 1, out shooting 28-16, but down 4-3. Let's go, boys. Power play. Let's get it back. Okay, power play Arizona. Both are killed off. 38-20 are the shots. Come on, let's beat Mackenzie Blackwood here. Get a 4th past him. Where are my big scorers? Lisson gets the hat trick. Down 5-3 now. And we'll call it a day. 3 goals on 47 shots, and we concede 5 goals on 23 shots. Now that's just pretty sad. 3 goals in a blah, 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 blah. So season doesn't end on the highest note. Don't hit 60 wins, but still 59, 16, and 7. Nothing to sneeze at. Let's check out the team stats, the player stats. What a year for Ellis Anderson. We end off with 125 points. That's enough to win the Western Conference. Is it enough to be best in the NHL? Yes, it is. 7 consecutive President's Trophies for the Honolulu Huskies. Our power play percentage at 37.6 was best in the NHL, but the 76.7% penalty kill was at the bottom half of the league. Now we got to see, where did the Dallas Stars finish? So at the start of last season, we had Buffalo, Winnipeg, and Dallas. Now we just have Dallas. Was it the right move? Where did these teams? Okay, Winnipeg made the playoffs, so trading Winnipeg's pick for Dallas's pick was a great decision. Now, how much did it pay off though? Here's Buffalo, and then there's Dallas. All right, so we got, of those 3 picks, if we had to trade 2 away, we traded away the 2 right ones. Buffalo did pretty well. Buffalo didn't do pretty well, but they didn't do worse than Dallas. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have a 9th best odds for the first overall pick or for a top 3 pick. But either way, we will most likely be drafting within the top 10. So I am happy to have that. So that means as of this point, if we were to pick somewhere like 9, that pick gives us a prospect around this area, a top 4D or maybe an elite forward or a top 6 forward here. Still got to do more scouting, but still happy to have that pick. So looking at player stats at the end of this 2031-32 season, Ellis Anderson, 119 points as a defenseman. That is a second best in his career. Hasn't scored that much since 25-26 when he scored 123 points. Another Art Ross trophy for him. What a season. Back-to-back 100-point years. 3 out of his last 4 seasons are 100-plus points. 38 power play points as well. Just crazy numbers, man. Duke Silver puts up 105 points with 56 goals in 79 games. 105, that's his third best in his career, I believe. Skylar Pelech putting up 89 points is not his best, as usually somewhere in the 90s or so, but of his last few seasons, it is very consistent with what he's been doing. Great to see. Eli Tolvanen, 88. Reed Pitton, 30 goals, 50 assists, 80 points. Oh my goodness. By far a career high for Reed Pitton. 80 points. I love this man, and we have him locked up still for another 2 more years after this one at 2.385. Trevor Wong, 80 points. Look at this. These guys both score 80 points, and I'm paying $7 million between both of them. $5 million for Wong and 2.3 for Pitton. They score 80 points apiece. And Cole Perfetti, of course, nothing to sneeze at. 79 points for him, putting up a career high. Great assist year for him, putting up 61 assists. Ezra Pittis, 74. Bit of a down year for him, considering his last... Well, better than last year, but overall a bit of a down year, but still, 74 points, nothing to sneeze at. Quinn Shannon scores 71, which I think is a career high as well. Yes, it is in his 4th NHL season. 71 points. Quinn Hughes at 65 points. That's the most we've ever had from him, I think, here in Honolulu. No, we had 67 once, but still, his second best season in the 5 years that we've had him. 65 points plus 37. Carson Berker, 31 goals, 50 points. Could have been better. He didn't have power play time, so you have to consider that, but still not bad. Lindback, 38. Bennington, 28. Very nice. Kozevnikov, 26. Morozov, 20. Popovich, 12 points in 76 games. I thought he'd do more, to be honest, with his 5-star puck skills and his 88 offensive awareness. Menino, 11 plus 25. Kyle Wood, 59 games, the most games he's ever played in a regular season in his career, and he does it at the age of 35, so great stuff from him. Jackson Corazzini, 3 points in the 10 games that he played. Sawchuk, nothing much. Goalie situation, Saul Bentley went 46, 13, and 6 with 1 shutout, 897 save percentage, 2.8 goals against average, and Steven Beck went 13, 6, and 1 with 2 shutouts, 890 save percentage, 2.91 goals against. Tough to figure out who our starting goalie is going to be long term. I still don't really know. Let's go to the entire NHL, and then we'll also check in on specific players that we want to see. Ellis Anderson did not win the Art Ross as Massimiliano Bio took it, probably with the Maurice Richard as well. Yeah, big year for the Washington Capital forward. 126 points, 106 penalty minutes, 76 goals. And just look at the shots, man. It's such a glitch. Like, Zadina puts up 108 points with 183 shots, but then the created players get over 400 shots, and they get on. But I've already spoken about this, so I digress. Ellis Anderson, though, easily the best defenseman, just ahead of Jinkyo Chung. And there's Duke Silver, Austin Matthews, Keenan Johnson, Connor McDavid, 100 points. Great year in the NHL for goal scoring. Jack Eichel at the age of 35 still gets 94 points. Who's this guy? Joshua Waugh, first 7th overall pick. All right. Kita Lisson, Robbie Fabry at the age of 36 gets 83 points. All right, looking just at defensemen, like we said, Quinn Hughes probably 3rd or 4th in points. He's 4th, yeah. So it goes Anderson, Chong, Vickers, Hughes, and then Makar, and so forth. Ludwig Janssen. And for goalies, I'm assuming Bentley had most wins. Yeah, but Allenfelt is probably... No, not. He dropped off a little bit. Let's look at minimum 40 games and see who had the best save percentage, who's the front runner for the Vezina. Most likely Gustafsson. 71 games he played. Yeah, it's probably between Gustafsson and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen for the Vezina. I'd give it to Gustafsson for sure, though. The 84 overall on the Nashville Predators. But still a good year for Saul Bentley, putting up 46 wins, leading the league in that category. Not a Vezina caliber season, but still very impressive. Rookie skaters, looking at points, nothing crazy in the points category. So I don't think, it may not even be a skater who wins it this year. Could be a rookie goalie. A lot of them have been sent down now that the rosters have changed for the playoffs, but that is a possibility. What are some other categories we can look at? Rory Cherry had the most shots, tied with Mikey Bruno with 429. Who had the best shooting percentage? Capo Caco, 21%. Scored 39 goals on 186 shots. That's pretty impressive. Power play point leader was Bio with 41. Time on ice per game, Ludvig Jansen with 27.5 minutes. Who's the best takeaway giveaway ratio? Who had the most takeaways with the least amount of giveaways? Probably, yeah, it looks like Panamarev was probably the guy. Center on the Vancouver Canucks, 61 point season. Good two-way forward, yeah, understandably why. So we'll call it a day for stats. We'll wrap those up. But now we move into the postseason. We have 7 consecutive President's Trophies. Who will we be facing for our fourth defense, well, our third defense of the Stanley Cup, and looking for our fourth championship and fourth consecutive as well. So in the first round of the year 13 playoffs, we will be taking on the Vancouver Canucks. Interesting. They're 43-30-9. We just saw that they have a pretty solid two-way guy on their team. I'm sure they still have other players that we've seen in the past when we faced them, such as Leurer, yeah, of course, but I don't recognize most of these guys. Oleg Kennan's former Honolulu Husky. Mitch Marner's here at the age of 34. Tim Stützle hasn't really grown either. Yeah, they have a good team. Oliver Wahlstrom. On defense, Niku, Petrie, Wu, Albin, Dermott. Yeah, not a great defensive core at all. And between the pipes, they have Ukko Pekka-Luukkonen. Yeah, so they have a Vezina caliber goalie. Maxime Comtois, Anthony Cirelli, former Husky as well. Their first line's decent. Top 6 is okay. Top 9 passable, but their defense and their goaltending leaves much to ask for. So before we wrap up this episode, like I said, we just want to check out some of the people that we're interested in seeing how they did, who we may have some sort of connection to, like Mikko Rantanen, for example. 35 years old, puts up 78 points in 82 games. You love to see that. David Pasternak did not do much since coming to the Dallas Stars. He came all the way here, put 24 points in 20 games, but still wasn't enough to get them to the playoffs. In nets, Matthew McClellan was 19, 28, and 5. Yikes. On St. Louis, how did Lee Sweeney do with his big contract? 22, 26, and 5. Yikes. Not great for him either. And Cooper Pete, I don't even need to look, but we know that those numbers aren't great over on Detroit. 19, 27, and 11. Tough. Of course, we got to go check out Damien Anthony. He scored 63 points in 82 games, still an 87 overall, putting up a career high on Minnesota since now he gets second line time, first line power play. Yeah, didn't fit our lineups, didn't fit our mentality here on the team, so that's why he had to move. LA Kings, who is here? Max Domi, former player. Will O'Reilly, the defenseman, 84 overall, put up 25 points, negative 11. Yeah, good riddance to him. Not sure if there's anybody else really, but if there's anyone whose stats you'd like to see, please let me know, and I'm happy to go check them out next episode. I think most of the guys we've traded have retired, guys like Morgan Riley, John Klingberg, so not much left to see from all of those guys. So that's it for this one, boys. 7 consecutive President's Trophies. The Huskies just keep on winning. I don't know when this series is going to end. I was hoping it was going to be when we started to lose a bit, but we just keep on winning. We'll try to get a 4th straight Stanley Cup in the next episode. Please let me know your thoughts for the lines, if anything should change on defense. We'll keep it rolling with Kyle Wood most likely. Special teams, we should fix the penalty kill, but it doesn't make sense. I have 4-star defense, Quinn Shannon here, 85, 89. Maybe he changes because Evnikov has 5-star defense. If I were to change Quinn Shannon from playing on the penalty kill, then looking at my best defensive forwards here, maybe it would be Skylar Pelech, 85, 91, stick checking and shot blocking there because Evnikov's already. Maybe Eli Tolvanen, he doesn't have good shot blocking. Maybe Ezra Pittis, he's 83, 88, shot blocking, stick checking. Maybe Barker, 80, 84. Yeah, it's tough to find players who fit. Reed Pitton, 70. No, he's not going to fit. Trevor Wong, not really. Quinn Shannon's already like you'd think he'd be the guy. But anyways, please let me know your thoughts for that. Any thoughts concerning the starting goaltenders as well. So I think that's it for this one, boys. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Putting out lots of NHL, FIFA, and SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom rehydrated content. But of course, the staple on this channel is NHL Franchise Mode. And I'm very excited to get into the playoffs. Get your beach towels, get the beach balls, put up the volleyball nets. It's a tailgate on the beaches here in Honolulu. Very excited for the next one. fun. I hope you are too, and I will see you then.